Does that scare you guys, or is it like, no, that's not even the hardest part? What's the mentality going into not just Boston, but some parts of it like Heartbreak Hill? Is there any parts of it that bothers you guys, or is the hardest, or what is it? Anybody can chime.
I can tell you about my first experience. I had a friend who was telling me about the race. She is like ultra Boston fan, was telling me there's 4 hills, there's 4 hills, there's 4 hills. And in my mind, I kept thinking a hill is an up followed by a down. And so when I'm running up the hills, I'm thinking, okay,
What's
if
the
I
down?
go up, I have to go down. So I get up the first one, which is like a up, and then a second, and then I go down. Okay, hill number 1. Then we go up the second, like a little, and then we go up again. I'm like, okay, I'm approaching hill number 2. And then I look up and I see you've reached the top of Heartbreak Hill. So I thought I was on my second out of 4, and I turned out to be my last. So I turned to someone next to me on the crowd. I go, is this Heartbreak Hill? And they go, what? And I go, is this the Heartbreak Hill? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And that guy probably thought I was cooked in the mind at that point, but they're not that bad.
Okay, all right. That's
It's
pretty.
funny Mimi says that because I just remember everyone was like, it's so hilly, it's so hilly. And you have to prepare for that. You have to run hills. But I think I went too slow up Heartbreak Hill because everyone was like, run it easy, don't over push on the hill. And looking back, I probably would have pushed a little bit more on that Heartbreak Hill because it's still a hill, you have to respect it. But it wasn't nearly as bad as it was made out to be in my own head. And so I was like, oh, I made it to the top. We're good. Let's finish this.
Interested. I love that, Jennifer. And Eric's never done it. So what is it that you're just thinking about as you go into Boston? It's your first. You've heard a lot about it because all your friends have done it several times. Was there anything that, I don't know if it scares you, but is there anything that you're concerned about or thinking about?
I would say the more thing I'm more concerned about than Heartbreak is that it's downhill until then, so I don't want my quads to give out by that time. So I've heard from some people that's more of the concern, is that you don't want to go bang yourself too hard down those hills so that you can't go up. And I guess the thing in my mind, it's not a world record eligible course because it's net downhill, so I'm going to go fast.